Today we're gonna take potatoes to a whole nother level. Roasted garlic and caramelized onion whipped potatoes. Let's go. When you're making whipped potatoes, always start with Yukon Golds. They're rich, creamy, and buttery, same way you want your whipped potatoes. First, we gotta start by peeling them. Then we're gonna put them in a pot with cold water, a lot of salt, and bring them up to a boil till they're nice and tender. If you don't wanna peel them and you wanna leave the skin on and make them a little more rustic, that's okay too. Once our potatoes are peeled, we just wanna whack them in half so they cook a little bit quicker. Then we just wanna cover the potatoes with cold water. If something grows under the ground, like potatoes, you start them in cold water. If something grows above the ground, like broccoli, you steam them in hot water. Good to know. Always heavily season your potato water, just like you do your pasta water. We're gonna just put these bad boys on the stove, turn up the fire, and let them boil. We don't want to overcook them. We want to make sure they're fork tender so they don't absorb too much water like a sponge. While our potatoes are boiling, we're gonna caramelize some onion to throw into our potatoes with our roasted garlic. Whenever you're caramelizing onions, start with a relatively hot pan, a good amount of olive oil, then dump your onions in just like this. That might look like a lot of onion, but as they cook, they shrink, and as those sugars come out, they naturally caramelize and turn golden brown. Once those onions start to caramelize and get nice and golden brown, we want to season them with some black pepper, add some kosher salt. Kosher salt withdraws some of the moisture and it'll even out the browning process. We're gonna take some of that garlic confit that I showed you how to make the other day. We're gonna chop up some of that garlic confit. Smash it, see how nicely that just smashes? Warm it up if it's cold from the fridge. We're gonna smash up that garlic confit and fold it in with our caramelized onions. We're gonna add that roasted garlic puree right into our caramelized onions. Take these babies to the next level. Once these potatoes fall right off the knife and are what we call fork tender, you want to get them out of the water because they will absorb the water once they're cooked. We drain them, and you want to try and get out any excess water because we want our potatoes to be rich and creamy, not watery. All right, time to turn these potatoes into whipped potatoes. Start with your softened butter in the bottom of the pot. You could use as much or as little butter as you want, but you know what they say, the more butter, the more better. Take your hot potatoes, put it right over that cold butter so it helps soften up that butter. We're gonna take a potato masher. We're gonna start to mash these babies up all together. You can make them as coarse or as smooth as you want. You don't want to overwork your potatoes. If you overwork them, your potatoes will get gummy, and we don't want that. Butter is starting to melt. As we were working in, take as much or as little as the caramelized onion roasted garlic mixture as you like. I'm gonna start off with about half of it. We have some of our hot milk. If you're adding milk to your hot potatoes, make sure your milk is hot. You'll most definitely need to season your potatoes with salt and pepper. Potatoes need a lot of salt. Let's continue to mash away. It's kind of fun, get the kids involved. Say, kids, want to mash your potatoes. Once they're all mashed, we're gonna get rid of our potato masher. I'm gonna go in with a wooden spoon. Just start to scrape it from the round. I like a nice chunky whipped potato. A little bit of texture never hurt nobody. Give them a little taste. It's finger licking good, y'all. I'm gonna put in all the garlic and all the onions. Give it a little extra flavor and the rest of that milk. Just fold in that milk. Fold in all that butter. Fold in those caramelized onions and garlic mix. Oops, one more pat of butter. Nobody's looking. Notice we're mixing these in the same pot that we cooked it in. Less cleanup. Give those potatoes another taste. Rock solid, ready to go. We're gonna put them into our baking dish. Make sure you get all that potato. All right, your whipped potatoes are ready to go. You could serve them just like that, or we can take them one step further, throw them in a hot oven, and get them nice and brown and toasted all on top. Let's do it. Let's check out the magic. Oh, baby. Pull this baby out of the oven with pride and joy. Look at that. We took our whipped potatoes, we threw them in a hot oven, golden brown on the outside, nice little texture, a little chopped parsley just to bring it on home, a little bit of color, a couple little parsley sprigs. Bring that to your dinner table with a big fat steak or roasted chicken and watch your company go ooh and ah. This is so wrong, but so right. I might burn the roof of my mouth off, but I don't care. Greatest side dish of all time.